Hi there crew members, Starfleet personnel. Let's get straight to the point of this video. Is the bridge of the original classic TV series Enterprise offset by 36 degrees to the forward centerline, or is it facing straight forwards? In the Star Trek community, this is an ongoing debate, and there are two definite camps around this. Some say it's offset by 36 degrees, and some people say no, it's not. This nub at the back is something where the turbo lifts travel around and the bridge is facing forwards, and it's a real two definite camps. I've solved it. I haven't solved the debate. That will go on all the time. There will always be people who say, no, Franz Joseph plans, the FASA plans, they all show it clearly in the blueprints. And then you get the canon people saying, these blueprints are not canon, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going into that debate. I don't think that's solvable. It's whatever you want to believe. This is a make-believe ship, yeah? So if you really want to believe it's offset, no problem with me. If you want to believe it's facing straight forwards, no problem at all. But for the purposes of the model that I'm building, the massive 1/25th scale model of the entire ship, then it's a definite issue. And I'm thinking, I've built an entire model here. This is a finished test model of the bridge, and I'm clearly in the camp of this nub at the back of the bridge is an elevate where the lift comes up and then it travels around to here, and then you have storage, lifts in storage, so that when this travels down and it goes down the lift shaft, then another lift immediately comes into place, and also there can be storage back here. So the idea that when one crew member leaves the bridge and then he's gone, and then immediately after another crew member enters the bridge, it's like, okay, so that's the logic around that. However, I've changed my mind about this, because to do this model for the 1/25th scale requires a wider floor space, and I'm okay with that. But the reason that I've changed my mind is that to make this bridge bigger, then I have to upscale the rest of the ship so that it's in proportion outside. And you know, it's one thing, it's a big work to build an entire starship in itself. To have to start rescaling to fit this bridge on, then it is 10 times the work. So on the finished model, the 1/25th scale finished model, I'm going to build it offset. Now, before you forward-facing people get on my case, this is how I've solved the issue, because around the display area, I'm also going to have this version, okay? So I'm not saying it's offset, and I'm not saying it's forward facing. I'm leaving this up to you, okay? So this satisfies everybody, or almost everybody. So outside of the main model, the big construction of the model, there will be a highly finished version where the bridge is facing forwards. Now, let's face it, folks, this is a fictitious ship, okay? Let's face it, and I think everybody agrees on this, that to put the bridge right on the top of the ship, it's a really vulnerable position to whatever you want to go with, like an asteroid strike or pew pew pew, that kind. It's really vulnerable. And in the Franz Joseph plans and the FASA plans, they show an emergency bridge on deck 7, in the middle of deck 7. So if something if something really goes, you know, for some reason, and everybody has to evacuate the bridge, and then start making the way down through, I don't know, through stairways, through the turbo lift, if that still works, to get to the emergency bridge. From a practical point of view, why not just put the bridge in the middle of the ship to start with? Then there's no rushing anywhere. And if that bridge stops functioning, it could be an indication that the ship has gone anyway. You know, the bridge in the centre of the ship. If that gets taken out, it means the rest of the ship has gone anyway. So there's an impracticality anyway about the bridge being at the top, deck 1. The thing about it being offset, many people, and this is myself included, I'm kind of uncomfortable with the idea that these people travelling forwards are actually travelling slightly sideways. But many people come in with the thing of like, hey, look, the view screen on the bridge is a view screen, it's not a window, so it actually doesn't matter which way the bridge is facing. It can be offset and make no difference, because on the outside of the ship there will be like a camera relaying the forward motion of the ship to this view screen. I'm completely good with that. It doesn't make any difference, and in fact, if we think about that, the bridge could actually be facing backwards. It doesn't matter. Or it could be it could be upside down facing backwards. It doesn't matter. You know, on a ship with technology that can manipulate gravity, it can actually be upside down. But just this thing about, call it, I don't know, feng shui, whatever you want to call it, it just feels more right for them to be facing forwards as they go out into the unknown. In the final build, around the exhibition, the display, there will be, as I just said, the bridge, there will be areas of the ship that have to be taken out so that people can view the levels, and then those areas that are taken out will be displayed separately. Okay, so we get the whole ship, we get the feeling of the whole ship. Let me show you now a third version of the bridge that I envisage being on deck 7 in the centre. I made a super quick rough cardboard mock-up of this third bridge, which I think I will also build as a highly finished alternative to the two other bridges. So this is a super quick mock-up, and I'll just give you a close-up of that. So in my mind, ideally, with this bridge at the centre of the ship in deck 7, where the emergency bridge is supposed to be, to me, this would make so much more sense. Okay, so you're on deck 7 and you have access via a corridor here, which leads to a circular corridor with easy open access onto the bridge. And there's Kirk's chair, helm, navigation, and around the bridge. Forward view screen, and if I just pull out, we can see that there are now two exits right at the side of the bridge, so not off to one side of Kirk's chair. And again, we all kind of know that the reason for that was the practicality of filming, just so that it looked good on screen, so that we could see William Shatner sat in the chair as the captain, and then the other actors coming onto the stage in the shot of the camera. But in practicality, here we would have the captain in his chair, and instead of people coming in behind him like this, they're kind of coming in from the side, so he knows instantly who is entering and exiting the bridge. These could just be open. You don't even need doors here, unless there's an emergency where the bridge needs to be sealed, and then we could have those sliding red doors covering that. But both sides of this bridge could have corridor entries on both sides. And again, if there was some kind of emergency, we could have the doors here sliding across to seal off the centre, the doors here sliding across, and then both doors also turning the bridge into a very, very sealed, secure unit. Also, another point about this bridge being in the centre, there is no issue with any turbo lifts. There's no issue with it. You just walk straight in from the corridors of deck 7. I think there probably would be a door here just to kind of mark the entry into the bridge module. But yeah, none of this issue with is the bridge offset and are there spare turbo lifts going around and all that kind of stuff. It would be completely solved with this. Let me know what you think. So I think that's it for this video, apart from the fact of the announcement that the final build begins on the 1st of March. So we are in a mega countdown now. Just before I go, I've just got to show you this, the difference between wall panels at 1/200 scale and wall panels at 1/25 scale. Look at the difference. It is, it's incredible. Red sliding doors, full size. Okay. As always, I hope the video finds you well, and as always, a huge thank you to all of the patrons supporting this project. Just a special mention actually to one of the major supporters. She's a crew member on board the ship. She's a massive support to the project, crew member on board the ship, and she composes some of the most beautiful music that I've ever heard. Seriously. I'm leaving the link in the description to her YouTube channel. Please do go along and visit that and listen to some of this music. I'll see you soon with the next video. I've got a mega video planned for the 1st of March, the beginning of the final build, because the project really is then moving into the next phase. We are 1 year, just over 1 year into the 5-year mission. We're beginning the 2nd year, and I'm really excited about that. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, all that kind of thing, and I'll see you very soon with the next video. Bye for now.